Hey, good morning. There's Frankie.
Hi, baby. What'd you find? Is that your toy?
Oh, he's always got to sit right where you can't see him.
Are you being slick? Are you being slick? Are you being slick? What the heck is that? What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Oh, good boy.
Okay. Good morning. Okay, we're getting close to Christmas. Tensions are rising. I get it. I know. Been there, done that. So anyway, that's why I wanted to touch base today. I have a lot of things going on, but here's a lesson learned. I don't care how much you have going on. Well, I do. And I don't care how much I have going on, because I do. Take a breath, slow down, and ask yourself, are you sure? I have a to-do list that's fairly long, and because it's the holidays, a lot of people are busy. They're not answering their phones. They're not answering their emails. So that means I get to work on my own personal to-do list. And because the house is so disorganized from the construction that was being done, there's no sense in having a housekeeper come in yet. That reminds me, I have to write that down. I have to get back on her list. She's been here a couple times and has done a good job working around stuff. But it's not as thorough as I think it can be once everything's picked up and organized. So, to help calm down my brain, I have a to-do list going. Okay, so when we feel overwhelmed, I put that rug there for Frankie, and now I can't scooch around the way I usually do. So when we're feeling overwhelmed with our to-do list, sometimes we have to strap ourselves in the driver's seat. Strap down, sit. Don't get up. Get out a paper and pencil. Write stuff down that's on that crazy to-go list. Then make a list. Absolute priorities that have to be done within the next minute, the next hour, today. Then make a list of stuff that can wait until tomorrow. Let's be honest. There are some things on that list that can wait till tomorrow. Please, please, please believe me. Or try. Try to figure that out. Then there's row 3. Priority 3 means I really want to get these things done if I have time, but they can wait a couple days or a week, and they can stay on priority 3 until I have time for them. See, we can be that honest. And when we're that honest with ourselves, that list number 1 is usually fairly short. Like every single thing, because it's Sunday and it's the holidays, there is nothing on my list that has to be done today. I know that there's 5 things on that list that if I don't do those things today, I'm not going to be as comfortable. But let's be genuinely, clearly, integrity-based, honest. Nothing on that list has to be done. If I wanted to stay in bed all day long today, I could. That's the truth. I don't care if the laundry's stacked, piled up on my great big coffee table. I don't care if the remnants of things that I can't decide to get rid of or not are on my dining room table from when everything got moved out of the bathroom and the office. storage dressing room. And the floor, there's hair wafting. And Frankie, I don't know what to, okay, so that's true. Okay, so calm down. I'm talking to me, but if you're in the same boat, just calm down, take a breath. Now, and keep your to-do list close. So if you add anything else, put it in 1, 2, or 3. Put it in row 1, first priority. Second priority can wait till tomorrow, or the next day. Priority 3 means sometime this week, next week, or I can keep putting it off as if I don't have time. That's the God's honest truth. Don't be doing it snotty, sarcastic, or using that temper tantrum. Don't do that. Don't. I know how it is. But if I don't do this, it's gonna make me crazy. Well, then we have to work on the crazy part, not the laundry part. Get a heart attack. My blood pressure's down to normal, but my chest still goes, it's stress. Some of us are just born with type A personality, and as we improve and grow, we still get tension as we readjust to a lifestyle that's not so stressful. Thank God I don't still drink. Okay, next thing I wanted to talk to you about is changing the words to make a better fit. There are some songs that have been out for a long time that are beautiful love songs. Some of them are pop. Those are ones I like the best. Anything from Motown to there's some in the especially 80s and 90s, early 2000s. No, I don't know about early 2000s. I don't know that much about music in early 2000s. But anyway, as I'm singing them, they would make me feel so lonely. So I got to where it was so much more peaceful to not listen to any music in my car, at home. I didn't have TV most of the time. TV seemed like a waste of money and a waste of space because I was hardly ever home. I was always out working. And when I got home, the last thing I wanted to do was watch the news just to fill up time. So I did have a monitor, and a friend of mine, neighbor, and for a while a sweetheart. Oh my God, he was so much fun for a while. Really. But he introduced me to DVDs and so he helped me hook up a monitor so I could watch movies on my monitor if I wanted to. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, no, I didn't have anything hooked up. I had internet to run my computer so I could do my work, but that was it. So anyway, where was I going with that story? I just know that what I want to talk to you about is changing the words to make it, to make books fit better. Why did I do that? Oh, maybe I was going to tell you about a book I got him, and he said he wasn't going to read it because it was too Christian. Well, that's too bad, because it was a very good book on communication. Because when he started dating someone else, he and I remained friends because he's just that special of a person. He just wasn't for me. He just wasn't my guy. He was someone else's guy, and I could tell. So anyway, kind of book, he said it was too Christian. He wasn't going to read it. And I just thought, that's pretty narrow-minded. So I tried to talk him into, and this is what I tell other people. If the book doesn't have the exact wording, replace it with wording that means something to you. If it's too Christian or too Buddha, change it, switch it. If it's about overeating and you don't overeat, change it to alcohol or anger. Anger, rage, those are addictions as well. Relationships, pot, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you call it. I had a young person tell me, we don't call it doobies and pot anymore. Like, okay, well. Frankie, nobody knows what I'm doing over here. You think I'm beating you if they can't see you, so I got to turn the camera. All right? Okay, so this book is really good. What year is this? Just in case you look for this. 96. From Hazelden, Center City, Minnesota. That's where I got one of my master's degrees right there. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you because it's the holidays. And on page 170, it says, what is it like to be thin? What is it like to be thin? You will touch the earth lightly. Nothing will rattle or shake as you pass by. Nothing will rattle or shake as you pass by. You will be able to pay attention to the world outside your body. Every mirror will stop reflecting defeat. You will not have to hold your opinions or talent back, trading opportunity for acceptance. Alone will not be as lonely because you will be with an inner friend who is helpful. You will be in balance with life. Food will have a place, but not every place. And I'm going to replace food with lonely. You will wake and find your dream of losing loneliness is real. You will believe that it is for good this time. You will feel quiet inside, a kind of rich silence. Too many sad songs stifled. The word was calories. Too many memories, bad memories. We overeaters, we lonely people have lived in a fat world separated from the world. We lonely people have lived in a lonely world separated from the world we longed for by one act, one moment of decision. Our world was often filled with unloving, hostile people, a world devoid of empathy and compassion, a world of suffering and despair. Escape didn't seem possible. When we struggled against our place in that world, we were laughed at or scorned. We walked down streets avoiding the eyes of oncoming people because sometimes we could see disgust mirrored there, their own and ours. On occasion, because of a pressing inner need, we would reach out our hand only to draw it back empty. Then we made a decision. We would take charge of our lives, controlling our eating, our company, our schedule, and not being controlled by it. Not being controlled by our schedule, not the world's schedule, not things we have to do, but ours. From this day forward, we would grow mentally and emotionally and take our rightful place with mature people. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I'm sure I'm not always entertained by people reading, especially if they don't read as smoothly as I'd like them to. There's some good stuff in different books. Hi, Janice. I want to get this laminated. I know I have a laminator around here somewhere because that's such a great memory when you sent me those headbands. Okay. So I want to say that because when I was young, I had a lot of shame that came from a lot of shame coming from not feeling loved. When I was a kid, I knew I was not loved. I knew I was in the way. Okay, I gotta put on a little bit of makeup if I'm gonna hang around the house. So that was shame for me. Kids know when they're not being loved, when they're not being valued. They just do. And they take it personally. So of course I did. It wasn't that I was broken. It was that I was a child and I was perceptive. I knew what was going on. And because of my awareness, I had a lot of shame connected to what was going on, my environment. I didn't know how to change it. So I began being basically a babysitter to try to become valuable. But that didn't work. So when I went out into the world, living in a small town, when I went out into the world and was walking down the street to go to work or to go shop or to meet what I was hoping would be a friend, we had a sidewalk on each side of the street. And I would be walking on the sidewalk and I would see someone coming up in the opposite direction on the sidewalk, and I would actually look around innocently like I was looking for a store, and then I would cross the street before that person I would pass because I didn't want our faces to meet. If you've never been in that position of such shame, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Another example is being at the mall and walking down the hall, and maybe it wasn't real busy, so it wasn't as easy to get lost in the crowd, and somebody's walking that I might think I know or might not know, but I'm not quite sure who that is. I would duck into a store. I just didn't want any conversation with them because I had so much shame. I didn't know how to have a conversation. If the conversation was not about business, about something that didn't affect me, I didn't know how to have that conversation. If it was just a spontaneous, hey, how you doing? I don't ask me how I'm doing. Yeah. That wasn't something I felt comfortable with. People say, oh, I've had childhood friends for years, and oh my God, it would just stab me. It would make me just sick. But I pretend I didn't even hear it. It didn't matter. Why would it matter? It's none of my business. Everything affected me. People say, once in a while somebody would say, oh, you're such a sensitive person. You're so sweet. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I'm like, how the hell would you know? But I didn't say it because I was a nice, sweet person. I don't know. It was exhausting being me. exhausting. Exhausting. So, with that in mind, here's something. I like to break the lids off so things will sit flat in my makeup drawer. And I don't usually need these lids for traveling or anything because I just don't travel anymore. Yay! I do not. But I do need room for my drawer to be more organized. Okay, so back to the topic. So, here I am trying to grow up and learning that I have to get a grip on all these fantasies, all these hurts, all these pains. And as I'm chipping away at that, I come across some books that the words aren't just right. Even though I love research and I'm reading them, there's this little click that says, well, that one's not for me. That solution's not for me. Well, here's what I can tell you. Nike, years ago, in the early 90s, had I don't know when it came out for sure, but when I got sober in 92 is when I got familiar with it. It was this swish, this check mark that says, just do it. And that's what I had to live by. I had to do it whether I wanted to or not. You know, athletes, to be great, they have to do it whatever it is, whether they want to or not, whether they feel like it or not. You can't just keep taking days off because you feel like it. Well, sometimes in recovery, that's exactly what it takes. It takes an athlete's type dedication. Can't just keep putting it off. Can't keep making excuses. Can't keep saying, well, that book's not for me, that idea's not for me, that training's not for me, that counseling's not for me. You can't just keep doing that. You have to try it. And if you don't have the right counselor, find a different counselor. You can't keep making excuses. Well, I tried counseling once, but it wasn't for me. I tried counseling twice, but it wasn't for me. You can't keep doing that. You have to be dedicated. Just like some exercises aren't for some athletes. Sometimes they have to find a different exercise that meets their needs better. Because not every athlete benefits from every exercise, but most benefit from most practical, common exercises. Just because we're individual human beings doesn't mean we're as unique as your parents or media has tried to convince you to be. We're not that unique. There's billions. How many of us on this planet? Yeah, we're unique in our own way. But come on. Stop fighting it. I want you to understand that if there's music that's making you lonely, don't listen to it. Get the muscle. Start building muscle memory to shut off the TV if it's hurting your feelings, or change the channel. Or if it's a radio in your car, get the guts to shut it off. Arrgh! Or, here's where I was going with some music. I wave. I'm not linear. I wave in my conversations. I would change the words in music and songs. So they were good songs, but they were just so romantic and loving. I would change it to God instead of a human. I'm in love with you. I miss you every day. Instead, I would be like praising God. I'm in love with you. I miss you every day if I don't pray. So I would fill in some words too. Yeah, be creative. Be creative. I just made that up. I don't know what song that came from. I don't think it did. I just was trying to give you an example. But there's lots of songs. And I would love for you to experiment with any love song. I challenge you. I double dog dare you to try it and see if it doesn't make you feel better if you use a higher power. I don't care who you use as a higher power. I'm sorry. I use God, but you can use whoever you want. You can use whoever you want. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just try it. It's holidays. Holidays are hard, and I don't want you to suffer. I want you to think about our little group, how we will help each other. And if you're leaving messages and I'm not seeing them, I'm sorry. I do not know what's going on. I know there for a while I had a lot of sweet messages, but you never know when people fall off. They don't like something you said, they sign off. I mean, so I haven't been worried about it. I just figure I'm not for everybody. Damn it, Dad! I figure every time I cuss, it's the same person putting the counter up or down. My heart goes out to you. Thanks for coming back. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I love it when you leave messages. And I will get back to you as soon as I get a chance. I know I have some messages hanging out there right now. But I'm going to prioritize those and do them hopefully later today when I take a break. I'd really like to stay focused, because once I get on, the reason why I don't check them all the time is because once I get into my emails, it takes a lot of self-discipline to get off, because I want to take care of every single one of them. Or when I start answering messages, I want to answer every single one of them. And then the next thing you know, it's 2 hours later, because I might even want to look on the internet to look up some information, and then I'm on the internet for another hour. And honestly, if I stick to my list and behave myself, I might get a lot of my stuff done today. That's the truth. That would be awesome. I would love that. And I'm in a good mood, so I think it would be great to stay off the internet. It sucks me in. When I'm playing solitaire on the internet, hours later, I'll resurface. Oh, now I know what it is. I kept hearing this vibration. Well, my watch will vibrate a little bit when I get a message, an email or voicemail. I don't know how to make it stop doing that. But I don't like how tight it is. I'm going to get a different bracelet band through Temu and try to figure out how to change it out. It's just too restricting. I don't like that. So, yes, I have to put on makeup to do housework because it really builds my confidence. Even so because it's the holidays, especially if you're alone, try to, because they're hard. Holidays are hard. holidays are not as hard for me for a long time as they used to be. Oh, they used to be heartbreaking. They used to be trauma building. I used to feel so emotional about holidays that it would reinforce the trauma. That's the truth. It was just heart-wrenching, and shame. Oh, what are you doing for the holidays? And I'd have no answer, and I would just freeze inside my head. I would pretend, there for a while. There for years when I was young, I would stammer and stummer, and get some invitations sometimes. But then I was kind of mad because I hated pity invitations, because I thought, if you're inviting me now at the holidays, you've known me 2 years or a year or 6 months, and you have invited me to do nothing. Why are you inviting me now? My mind was just not having it. Oh, I did not know. So anyway, with time, and you don't have to apply this just to the holidays or just to this particular thing. What I'm trying to say is, we can have very emotional and emotive responses to certain things, like other holidays, like birthdays. Oh, what'd you get for your birthday? Happy birthday. And I'd be like, nothing. I have nobody to buy me a birthday present. Oh, well, here, let me buy you lunch. It's like, I don't want you, in my head, I don't want your pity lunch. It'd be like, oh, no. So it was hard. But here's the point. Whether it's a holiday that you're trying to survive, or if it's a relationship, understand emotions and feelings will lie to you and tell you that things are worse than they are. There are lots of people who are adult orphans. A lot of people. Look for those groups. There are a lot of people who their family's out of town, or their families have passed away, and they don't have anywhere to go. Sometimes it's a neighbor. Sometimes we will be so full of self-pity that we can't see the nose in front of our face on ways we might be able to feel better, or help someone else feel better. When I started volunteering, I started feeling like a better human being. People started liking me more, and I got more genuine invitations. Also, when I started feeling better, I started enjoying my own company. Believe that? I started enjoying my own company. Isn't that crazy? I did. It takes a lot of work to get there, though. But you can't be afraid to do the work. You can't be chicken and expect to be in a position available for growth. If you want to grow, you have to push. You have to just do it whether you want to or not. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did. And I'm telling you what human beings experience physiologically in their brain. When you start pretending to value your journey, it'll get better. If you're just a little lonely, keep leaving me messages. And I'm going to get on here as often as I can. I don't know how long I'm going to be alone in the house today. I'm hoping a while. But we'll see. But I will touch base later. Especially if I get a message. I will be touching base closer more often over the next few days, just because I love you. I love you. And I want you to be well. And if you're not well, in one way or another, you don't have to be unwell in every area of your life, right? Make a gratitude list. There are some things to be grateful for. If you can hear me and see me, be grateful you have those faculties. Yes. Get a dog if you can. I'm serious. Oh my God. Thank God for dogs. All right. I think I hear someone. Dang it. All right. Mwah. Love you. Bye for now.